Hey, fellow squad members, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Infection Free Zone. Episode 2, Rebuilding What Was Lost. So Squad 3, you're going to head up here and kill the zombies that took residence in that restaurant. Because they're my combat only.
Ready for action. Going there. On my way. Receiving. Receiving. Roger. Going there. Reporting.
Alright. Because it's winter... Actually, I have a lot of food, so I'm not too worried about food. Third squad's name is Dead Squall.
Operator. Receiving.
Alright, I was hoping that the tutorial would push me towards my next big task, and it hasn't yet, so I'm going to intervene and start working towards it if it doesn't.
Ready for action. Waiting orders.
So I'm heading Bloody Death Squad over here to get tools from Clark Rubber.
Reporting. Reporting.
Oh, the horde that was in there is gone.
Action.
Okay. Well, head back home.
Going there.
And there is another car. Oh no, not another car. That's not new. Yeah, I don't see any other vehicles.
Operator. Operator. Receiving. Ready for action. Search done. Search done. Waiting orders.
Wow, there was almost no tools in there. Okay. Let's get protection gear. So there's 3 different types of armor.
Roger.
There is... okay, it's not letting me mouse over it. But there's protection gear, riot gear, and like plate armor. Plate armor you can typically find in like museums. And protection gear is the least amount of protection, but least move and speed penalty. So like the Ultimate Ride Bicycle Center will have some protection gear, as will the Honda Yamaha Jet Core. So it's like motorcycle helmets and the like versus, you know, riot SWAT gear versus knights in shining armor. To all survivors, the infection is in decline. Settle and reclaim.
This is the infection-free zone of... Please respond.
To all, the infection is in the... Seek a host and rebuild.
Chief, this is the same transmission we received before, but the signal is even weaker. Our walkie-talkies are not powerful enough for long-range communication. We have to build a large antenna. A local library or university would be a good place to search for information on how to make it work.
Let's go there.
Alright, the current priority here is build a research center. So I'm sending Bloody Death over to this building here, which might have research books, scientific materials, and we are going to loot it.
Operator.
Squad 3, I'm going to have them do exchange, which is hotkey G with the HQ, and I'm going to give them 2 assault rifles. They are my combat squad, and therefore they should have the best weapons. Basically, if they're fighting, I need to win. So they're going to have the best combat gear.
Ready for action. Ready for action. Receiving. Chief, we found some seeds in one of the buildings. It looks like grain. There were some farming tools as well. Maybe we could use this to start cultivating the land again.
Okay.
We should have a place where we can cook meals for our citizens. This will make our people much happier, too.
Okay. Let's build a cookhouse.
Alright, and let's also do the cookhouse in fields. Now the thing is, it's winter right now, so the yield from the fields is going to be pretty bad. So there's not much of an advantage to doing this mission right now, but if I get the mission done, we can make use of it before summer season.
Operator. Receiving. Receiving. On my way.
So we need to decide where to put our cookhouse, and this gets to some like future planning, if you will. There is an entire food supply chain to be aware of, but the TLDR is that growing grain, it's best to feed them to animals, and then they butcher the animals for meat, and then to turn the meat into canned goods, and that's all within the research tree. And the reason I mention this is you want a building that can scale. So I want like a cookhouse that can employ a lot of people, but not too many, because too many would be kind of wasteful. So for instance, this building could have a staff of 31. I'm looking for more like staff of like 15 or so. I don't need 31 people. So here's one, a cookhouse for 14. That will do. We'll put the cookhouse there. And then for fields, it wants me to build 3 fields. I'm going to build 4 instead. And I'm putting them next to the warehouse here. So in order to get this done, let's go ahead and I have the raw materials for the cookhouse, and I have the workforce for the fields. So I'm transitioning my workers over from scavenging and breaking down that building to working fields and cookhouse.
Waiting orders. Roger. Reporting. Receiving.
Day's toil is over. Get some rest.
Let's do it.
And that will be the goal for tomorrow, because we just packed it up for the day. Do crops work through the winter? Yes, but at 20% efficiency. There are greenhouses that get unlocked later, though.
Roger.
The moon seems so close to the Earth tonight.
Oh, nice.
Reflecting the sunlight. The sky is perfectly clear. It's almost as bright as the day. There should be no infected on the street tonight.
So one of the advantages of a really clear night is it's light enough that the infected stay put. It means that my squads are free to roam about without getting harassed.
Respond.
Citizens
That's good.
will still stay inside regardless.
Receiving.
We need a workspace where we can experiment and re-engineer all the pre-pandemic technology. We could store all the books there, too. Let's build a research center and assign the most technical minds there.
Okay. Let's do
All right.
this.
So we're going to adapt a building for the research center. And let's see. I'll put research right next to my HQ. It's a relatively expensive building, but it can be useful to have a lot of people working in research.
Clear.
Basically, if you're using textbooks to unlock research, you are working towards unlocking research. But if you have researchers that are not currently unlocking new technologies, they're basically making textbooks. You can think of it that way. So excess labor pool being dumped in your research center makes a lot of sense until you have every research completed.
Operator, reporting. Waiting orders.
All right, Bloody Death Squad. You... Oh, I sent the wrong people out. I sent Dead Squall accidentally up to the university.
Reporting.
Let's switch that around.
Roger.
So there's a bunch of more textbooks up here, which are going to be really handy in unlocking new technologies. All right. And the squad without the wheels is just hanging around near base, even though during this specific night, there's really no threat.
Operator.
Now, if you want to separate the squad from the car, there's a button over here to abandon the vehicle, so you can switch who's using it. And also, if you end up repairing the vehicle, so like right now, the vehicle's at 526 out of 600. It just takes wear and tear from like driving around. If you are repairing the vehicle, it's also going to be ditched by the squad, which is important to note.
Let's do it. There's nothing left. Reporting. Waiting orders. Receiving.
Now, the other thing I could look for, once Bloody Death loots a whole bunch of textbooks,
No more to find.
is for other vehicles. Having my 2 scavenging squads both have vehicles would be very useful.
Waiting orders.
So in order to scavenge like a whole block, because at this point, Poutman, I can scavenge just an area, I can hold left shift and just drag a box, and we'll set all those buildings within that vicinity to be scavenged. And that way I don't have to micromanage it so much. Because at this point, I've scavenged everything immediately around the base enough that I can just sort of automate it in that way.
Reporting. Search done.
And anytime that their backpacks fill up, they'll return back to HQ or the nearest warehouse, drop stuff off, and just keep looting. It's very automated.
Ready for action. Operator. Ready for action. We're on the move. Reporting.
So I think once the Bloody Death squad finishes scavenging this building, I'm going to have them go look for a vehicle for the Boutman squad.
Receiving.
So that I have 2 squads with vehicles that can scavenge far-flung positions more effectively.
Waiting orders. Building clear. On my way. No more to find. Reporting.
Alright. That just means have them drive around a little bit and try to avoid
Sir, we've encountered
fighting.
a group of people willing to join us.
Send them in.
Also, if you see random people out, yellow means that they are neutral. Neutral survivors don't necessarily stay neutral. Sometimes they'll attack you anyway. If they're red, they're hostile.
Horde spotted.
And in most cases, a hostile squad remains hostile. They choose to be raiders, and they will remain raiders until they die. I'm sending Dead Squall up here to clear out the Hunger Jacks.
The work ain't gonna wait for us. Let's get to it.
Sir, we've spotted some people. They're probably armed. They could have seen us too, but I can't tell if they're friendly. What should we do?
Alright, chat. We are going to have you make a choice here. We can treat them as hostile, approach as friendly, or avoid them. 1, 2, or 3. And you guys can vote.
Chief, this is important.
Alright, we are going to avoid them.
Stay back or walk around them. Do not engage.
So the Bloody Death squad is
We're on the move.
just looking for a vehicle for the Boutman squad. And then if I see random groups out here, I can approach them and offer them refuge.
Sir.
Send them in.
So this group is not armed, and we're just going to add them in.
Boss, this derailed train, it's full of dead people in awful positions. There must have been an outbreak during the evacuation while the train was still moving. We can dismantle it for parts and look for anything of use, but honestly, I prefer to leave this place.
Alright, another choice for you guys. We can leave the train and not get the materials, or we can say, hey, we need to take the train apart
Sir,
it's worth
we need your answer.
It's worth noting that this metal that the train's made out of is quite far from the base, so it's unlikely that it will ever need this material. But choice is yours.
Chief, do you copy?
Alright, we're gonna leave it.
Leave it as it is for now.
Receiving. Waiting orders. Operator, we're on the move. Ready for action. Going there.
Hey, Turtle, thank you for the resub. Or the share. So I sent my combat squad in to kill the zombies in the Hunger Jacks, so they get a little bit more combat experience.
Let's do it. Receiving.
I can't seem to find another set of wheels, though. Not yet, at least. We'll keep searching.
We're on the move. Operator.
Oh, I didn't mean to loot that house. That's kind of funny. We just happened to, one of our shift clicks, land on a building, and it issued the scavenge this order.
Going there.
I may have to give up on trying to find a second set of wheels for now. We haven't seemed to be able to find any. I have the wood and metal to build the research center and the cookhouse, so I'm getting more of our citizens tasked with building those two facilities.
Operator. We're on the move.
And we'll check suburbia here for vehicles. Oh, there's one. Sweet. It is 10 in the morning, so I'm going to have Boutman start running for that van. And that van's going to have a lot of carry capacity. It can store 25 things. The sedan here can only store 10. So the size of your vehicle matters. It also changes the vehicle's speed, which is important to note. So really, really, really big vehicles that are slow may not be able to easily outrun zombies and are also poorly fuel efficient.
Going there.
Oh, another group of survivors. Oh.
Sir, we've encountered a group of people willing to join us.
Send them in.
So here is a group of hostile raiders. And I am not going to drive past them. The group that I just offered refuge may actually get waylaid by the raiders. We'll see. But I don't control that neutral group that I offered protection to until they actually join us. So if they run into the raiders, they'll fight the raiders, and given that it's a 2 versus 5, they'll likely lose. But there's very little I can do about that.
On my way.
So I'm going to send the Bloody Death Squad back home. Oh, actually, I'm going to have them go greet this group too. And have them direct this group back to base to grow our population.
Going there. Sir, we've...
Send them in.
So the Bloody Death Squad's going to bring home all those books and also refuel the vehicle. Anytime you're near a warehouse or your HQ, you will be automatically refilling your vehicle.
We finished construction.
Okay, the fields are starting to get built.
Construction ready. Construction ready.
Alright, Bloody Death. Let's have you continue to go for
Going
books.
there. Reporting.
Boutman Squad's heading to the minivan, or the van, Econo van. And we didn't fully refuel because I didn't park there for very long, but enough.
Waiting orders. Reporting.
Adaptation done.
Nice. So we just adapted the cookhouse. I'm not going to employ anyone in the cookhouse right now because we only just started farming. I do have 6 grain actually, so maybe I'll put 4 people in the cookhouse, and everyone else is going to be working towards building the research center. So the goal to build the cookhouse is done. Now it's just build the research center, which is 18% done.
Receiving. Ready for action. Receiving.
Do I have enough for a 4th squad? I don't. Not yet. I only have 2 spare weapons. You can see that up here. I could equip them anyway, and 2 of the 4 people just wouldn't have firearms, but I don't like that. I'd rather have everyone have firearms.
Operator.
It can be a matter of life or death.
Reporting. Waiting orders.
And once they recover it,
Ready for the ride.
it fills with fuel and condition. And it's 4 p.m., so... Actually, I'm not too worried about them not getting close to base. I think what I'll do is send them for tools.
Waiting orders. Reporting.
So we have one group that it perpetually defends the base, and then the other 2 groups are scavengers. So this is a case where my scavenger squad has leveled up. So Liam Dittmer, for instance, now has the skill Rummager. So he's filled one of his 3 skill slots up, and he has an extra 10% chance to get additional resources, and that is also true of everyone in the squad. They all got Rummager, by chance. My other scavengers haven't leveled up yet.
Operator.
But this is just an instance of they get better at what they are using. So their scavenging skills are now at max. And it's possible for them to get a second scavenging skill if they just continue scavenging and leveling up.
Ready for action. Sir, we found a trail nearby. It looked as if a huge crowd had run and trampled everything in their way. There must have been hundreds.
Anything else?
Is there anything else?
Last night we could hear howls, as if crowds of monsters were shouting and wailing. I think something really big is coming our way.
All right, let's track them.
Look for more signs. Track them down.
Operator, receiving. Waiting orders.
So now that we're in winter, you see this little snowflake icon,
Another one incoming!
which indicates that we have decreased farming yield from the farms because it's now deep winter. So if you mouse over here, you can see efficiency modifier, minus 80% from temperature. So we're not able to farm all that effectively midwinter as a result.
Waiting orders. Receiving.
There is another van here. So once I have the weapons, this van's actually pretty close to the base. I can have a scavenging squad swap, or alternatively, I could have the Bloody Death squad take their sedan home, park the sedan near the base, and then pick up the Econo van, because that Econo van's quite close to home.
Waiting orders. On my way. Hostiles inbound.
Okay, it looks to me like
On
the...
my way. Waiting orders.
We're going to need to defend the base with more people than we currently have.
We're on the move.
So I am sending the Dead Squall to get close. So there is not time, because of the entry point in the cookhouse is directly where the zombies are. I'm going to allow the cookhouse to be, it's a foregone conclusion.
We're on the move.
I'm not going to try to defend that building. It would be kind of suicidal. But I do have the Dead Squall positioned where the shelter is. And what I can do is I can have my vehicles lure the zombies that are attacking the cookhouse away from the cookhouse in order to draw them elsewhere. And I'm sending my other 2 squads back home in order to help with the defense. So here is the van pulling up and luring the zombies that were attacking the cookhouse away.
Going there. Ready for action. Let's do it. Reporting.
And then you could also see the vehicle refueling because I'm parked near my HQ.
No bullets. Let's do it. Operator,
Okay, they're all dead.
we're on the move. Waiting orders. We're on the move.
I'm going to send both the vehicles to drop off all the stuff that they have in their storage. And once they do that, they also empty out the trunks. For the dead squall, I'm going to have them leave behind their Econo van and go walking, even though it's the middle of the night, for the other van.
Waiting
And
orders.
Boutman here is going to continue where Dead Squall left off and get some more textbooks.
Let's do it. Waiting orders. Let's do it. Infected incoming.
Alright, seeing that there's an infected there,
Roger.
let's see if we can't lure them into a fight where we have some sort of natural advantage. And then in terms of the cookhouse, I can hit repair, which is R. And the 4 people that are working in the cookhouse as cooks will tomorrow repair the cookhouse back up to full, so it's not damaged.
Waiting orders.
Mikas, thank you for the resub.
Going there. Reporting. Waiting orders. Receiving. Ready for action.
These zombies really didn't want to tangle. I'll just keep chasing them. Hopping from building to building, trying to lure them into a fight.
Roger.
Here we go. This is perfect. So the entryway is to the northwest, and they're going to have to run all the way around to get into me. Give me plenty of time to shoot at them.
On my way.
No problem.
Left. Ready for action. There are some infected around here.
Oh yeah, so there is.
Operator. Ready for action. No more to find. We're on the move.
Alright, with this building clear, I'm going to send Boutman Squad back to base.
Roger.
And I think I'm going to have them loot guns. I think I'm going to have both my scavenger groups prioritize guns so that we can have at least 2 groups actively defending the base at any given time. So I'm going to pause just a second, zoom on out, and if I wanted to find guns, the best place would be police stations and the like. And there happens to be one up here.
On my way.
So Bloody Death will head up there, looking for guns.
Waiting orders.
And Boutman, you... The raider group died over here. I'm actually not sure what killed them, but they did drop 2 guns. So I'm going to have the Boutman squad go scoop those guns up.
Operator.
And all you have to do to scoop the guns up is to park on top of it, and you will automatically grab it. Provided that you have the inventory space, you'll automatically grab whatever there is to grab there. Do I want to get rid of the Wind Watchtower? It takes manual labor to break it down. So no, I'm not going to get rid of it. I'd rather have my people building rather than spending time deconstructing for resources I don't need.
Operator. Enemy group approaching.
Okay, there is a raider group here that hold up in this abandoned building, but I'm going to be driving past them. I don't really care.
On my way. Going there.
Could I switch weapon types in the towers? No one's using weapons in that tower.
Hostiles inbound.
What this says is I have 2 firearms available to me, and if I staffed the building, they would be using pistols. But no one's working in there, so I'm not actually using up the weapons. Towers don't use weapons, people do.
Reporting. Ready for action. On my way. Receiving. Operator.
Oh, it means there's 2 pistols in the tower? I don't... Well, alright. I'll assign 2 workers there and have them recover it then.
No more to find.
Oh, we got a shotgun out of this
Spotted.
cop station. That's nice. And then I'm sending my other group up here,
On my way.
Gallipoli Bistro, which also potentially has like plate armor, shotguns, assault rifles, etc. Oh, we have a raider group.
Reporting.
So in this case, I could fight the raiders, or I could just lure the raiders to the zombies.
We're on the move.
And luring the raiders to the zombies
Waiting orders.
seems to be the lazy and ideal way to deal with it.
Infected incoming. On my way.
So Bloody Death Squad's gonna head back
Ready
home.
for action. There's nothing left.
As will the Batman Squad.
Receiving.
Alright, there we go. So now the tower's been emptied out of pistols. I'm going to fire everyone that was working in there and put them back as destruction.
Ready for action. Operator. Ready for action. Ready for action. Waiting orders. Ready for action. We're on the move. Let's do it.
The cookhouse is nearly repaired from the damage it suffered at the hands of the hordes that attacked us.
Receiving.
And then with the new weapons that are being delivered, I'll hook up Brianna here with the shotgun. Nice.
Operator.
Alright, Bloody Death. Let's go for more weapons.
Let's do it.
And Batman, you'll do the same.
We're on the move. On my way.
I have
Adapted.
4 days of food, which is honestly like 4 months of food. The cookhouse is back up and running, having been repaired. And the research station is 73% done.
Operator, reporting. Ready for action. Receiving.
It's 9 a.m., so we're definitely going to get a research center built today. And I think initially I'm going to keep all 24 people inside the research center researching so that I can unlock some really important technology pretty early on. But I'm going to have you guys vote. Unless the tutorial drives me to specific technologies, I'm going to have you guys vote for the specific technology that I unlock. Do other human groups loot buildings like we do? No.
Ready for action.
They can hole up in them, but they don't actually do any of the looting.
Ready for action. Waiting orders. Search done.
There. If you're done, let's get textbooks from this library.
On my way. Operator, waiting orders.
Adaptation complete.
Alright, research center is done. So we're going to research the basic antenna research that the tutorial has us drive to.
Ready for action.
And this group, once you're done, head to that library or whatever that is. Those textbooks.
Waiting orders.
So now 24 of the builders are now working as researchers. And as you can see, my research speed is flying past complete, which is awesome.
Research complete. Now we're ready to build an antenna. Once it's operational, we'll be ready to receive distant transmissions again, and broadcast some invitations ourselves.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, current goal, build an antenna. So go to the buildings, other, antenna, and I'm going to stick the antenna right here. Nice and guarded by all the adjacent buildings. It takes 6 people to do the building, so I'm going to take 6 people off of metal scavving and put them on the antenna build.
Reporting.
And then, with my open research, I'm going to have you guys vote on what research I do next. Vote for research. And again, so as far as the polling goes, I want people not to try to sway anyone else in terms of polling. So just like vote for whatever you want, but I will explain the benefits of the different research options. But I don't want anyone to tell anyone else, like, hey, vote for X, Y, or Z, because that's not how my polls work. So here are the choices. There is medicine. So initially, when you first unlock medicine, you get a med care room, which allows wounded people to recover a bit faster. For communication, the next one will be weather forecast, to be able to forecast the weather out, so that we know what kind of weather we're going to have in the near future. For chemistry, it unlocks towards fertilizer, fuel production, and bullet production. So chemistry alone doesn't really do anything, but it eventually unlocks other really important resources. Arms production is pretty straightforward. Initially, it gives you the ability to make pistols. I will mention, however, the ability to make pistols is not particularly useful until you have a tool factory, because you can't really have weapons without tools. Construction gives you a tool factory to be able to make tools. Food gives you farming to increase the yield for your farms, and then unlocks fertilization, greenhouses, food preservation, and fermentation. And then infection gives early diagnosis, which gives you a chance, lowers your chance of falling ill by 30%. So those are the 7, and I'm going to have you guys pick. I'll give you 1 minute to vote. So my 2 cents, no one's really wounded, so medical care might not be all that useful. Weather forecasting isn't bad, but it maybe not mission critical. Chemistry does lead to the ability to self-produce fertilizer, fuel, and bullets, but we have a lot of that stuff in stock right now because we have a pretty scavengeable city. So it's not like I immediately need bullets. I have 64, or fuel, I have 5, and could find a lot more. In terms of arms, like I said, you can't really make pistols until you have some of the other requisite industries. Tool factory would be pretty nice, as would food. So the tool factory allows you to start making tools. You don't make tools very quickly. It's way faster to salvage and scavenge for them than you are to make them yourself, but it's a lot more reliable to make it yourself if you can't find the salvage and scavenge. And then as far as foods go, improved crop yield on farms makes it a lot easier to feed yourself, allowing you to grow into a larger city. And then it also leads to fertilization techniques, which is pretty critical for food needs. And it looks like we're going to do tool factory first. Done.
Reporting.
Cool. And we have 24 workers working on that. Looking at my current resources, I am going to fire some of these workers, paring it down to like 12, and then telling the rest to go chop wood over here. Because our wood needs are maybe a little bit more urgent.
Reporting. Receiving.
Thank you for tuning in to Infection Free Zone, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 11th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in the next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow survivors.